Hello, my freedom-loving friends. Miste Karlfeldt here with Health Freedom Idaho. Yesterday, I shared some of my emotion with you about the HR 34 bill passing. And trust me when I say that was just the beginning of the emotions of the night. Definitely sad and mad and everything in between. And really in disgust, really, our legislators, our Idaho representatives, they voted for HR 34. I was very disappointed. Anyway, today I would say I woke up with a new vigor, and also I'm angry. Yes, I'm sad, but I'm angry, and I have a righteous anger. It's not the pissed off kind of anger. It's the righteous anger that wells up from your soul that says, this is an injustice. This is an injustice to the American people. I'm just going to bring a couple of highlights about HR 34. Now, this is 996 pages, so by no means have we been able to scour the whole 996 pages and know everything that we now need to be on guard for. But I'll tell you one thing, it fast tracks drugs and vaccines. So it no longer has to with the least burdensome means. That's how it can go through the FDA testing now. Not with the rigorous testing that they said they had before. So it's less testing. It is with the least burdensome means testing. What does that even mean? I can't believe that that is going to be allowed for the American people. People are looking to the FDA for that kind of protection. And now they're going to be fast-tracked by the least burdensome means. Another one that I want to bring to your attention is that there's no longer informed consent. So here's an example. Way back when I was younger, I went to a medical doctor and he said, hey, we're testing out this new medication for this issue. Would you like to be a part of that test? So at that point, it was my decision to be a part of that test. That right has been taken from you with HR 34. Now they can test pills and devices without your consent. Pills and devices without your consent. You can be entered into a study and you don't know it because not only did they not ask your consent, they didn't even inform you. So let's say something goes wrong and you don't know that you're a part of a study. You don't necessarily realize it's that pill that they gave you. You don't even know that you need to report it because you haven't even been informed. You haven't been allowed to consent. Okay, that's just the beginning of HR 34. I've in no way gone over everything that you need to know about HR 34. So I'm going to tell you that you really need to start digging in on this and realize what has just been passed and is now on the president's desk, which he has said he's going to sign. So the next thing I want to draw to your attention is that Senator Pan has brought forth a new bill for California, and it is, let me find the SB 18. This is a new bill for California. This is supposedly children's rights. Okay, so this is where the government is going to get to decide whether your child is receiving proper social, proper education, and proper medical care. Do you believe that that is the government's right to decide for your child? I don't believe that's the government's right to decide for my child. So in effect, when they actually gave the homeschoolers, when SB 277 came forward, right, and they're now forcing vaccines on every school-age child, with the exception of homeschoolers, this looks to me like they're trying to plug that gap. Because if the government gets to decide what is the best education for your child, I doubt they're going to pick homeschooling. So, with all that being said, and you can see all the attacks on your freedom, this is what was really laid on my heart this morning. That this is a war against humanity. That might sound outlandish to say, but how else can you possibly see it? When the government is deciding what kind of medical treatment for yourself or your children, and then taking away informed consent, taking away your right to know, taking away your right to your body. You know, a war used to look like people on the battlefield with guns and swords, and they were going at each other. And it came to me this morning, this is not that kind of war. And my parents used to say, it's not going to look like a war in the old days. New wars are going to look different. And I can definitely tell you they did not imagine that it was going to come with pills and needles being legislated to afflict your child and yourself. So with that being said, I think you need to rise up, friends. You need to rise up and educate yourself. I know we're scared to tell our friends some of the things that we're seeing, and it sounds crazy and it sounds like a theory. It's no longer a theory. This is a bill that has been legislated and passed by our Congress. We have to educate our friends and family. They have to understand that we are in a battle for humanity, that we're on the front lines and our kids are the casualty of war. They have to understand, and they have to join with us. Join Health Freedom Idaho, join other health freedom loving groups, because we have to be prepared. You know that pharma is lobbying billions of dollars worth of lobbying to our legislators to convince them that these are the kind of bills that they need to pass. We don't have that kind of money. We don't have billions of dollars, but we do have the truth. We are armed with the truth, and we also have warrior fighting mamas. And that leads me to another thing. This is a group full of women, which is awesome. I love warrior mamas. They're the best. I'm a warrior mama myself. So when we join forces, that's pretty strong, right? But we need the daddies. We need the papas. More men need to rise up, educate themselves about what's going on, listen to your wives that have been digging into this for years now, and rise up and protect your family. Now, when I say to protect your family, that first means educating yourself on what's being passed. Go onto Health Freedom Idaho's page, go onto our website. There's a lot of different NVIC website. There's a lot of good websites out there that you can start educating yourself on what's going on. Join with Health Freedom Idaho's group. Then we can mobilize. We can get the information out faster, and we can make more calls, more emails, more time at the Capitol, so they know that we're listening, that we're paying attention, and that we care, and it's not going to happen easily. The other thing is that we have a day at the Capitol coming up in January. This is the perfect time for all of us to mobilize and be down at the Capitol in Boise. Please come from all over the state. The whole state needs to be represented so that we can make our presence known at the Capitol. It's going to be our faces, the faces of our family. Bring your wives, bring your husband, bring your children, and make a presence at the Capitol and let them know that we're watching. Let them know, of course, in a kind, respectful way, but we are here. And we're not going to stand by and let you pass bills and legislation that harms our family. Not happening. So if you come down to the Capitol in January, it gives you that face-to-face time. The other thing that it does is that you meet other like-minded people, which strengthens you. I know it still strengthens me. When I get around my other friends that are like-minded, they love health freedom, they understand the legislation that's happening, they understand the impact on America, and we join forces, iron sharpens iron's, friends, and we are better and smarter. We have better arguments and ideas flourish. It's beautiful. So we want to meet you. We want to join arms with you. We want to be at the Capitol with you, meeting our legislators. And then once you're there and you're at the Capitol and you get to meet the legislators, you realize it's not that scary, that they're just people too. And then you can do it more often. Get that FaceTime. Call for an appointment. Show up. Meet them in the hallway. We can do this.